Welcome to 0 to 60. Matt McChesney. I am the owner and operator of 60 Football Academy and 60 Equipment. Played at the University of Colorado from 2004. 6 years in the National Football League on both sides of the football.
That was his dream to play for Colorado.
With McChesney, he grew up in Colorado, always wanted to be a Buffalo, has had a great career.
I'm Matt McChesney. This is 0 to 60. That is Coach Prime. We're at the University of Colorado. Brother, thank you so much. Happy Monday, everybody. Welcome to 0 to 60. I'm your host, Matt McChesney. We are rolling today. Thanks to FanDuel for all they do. Supporting the show. It was a great weekend. Crazy weekend. Lots to talk about. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of hurt feelings and sensitivity out there today, so that'll be fun. Bailey's on the ones and the twos. Let's get rolling.
Let's get rolling. We're in the building. Happy Monday. This show is brought to you by the Believe Network, FanDuel, Game Time, and thanks to everybody who supports the show. If you're watching, go ahead and pound that like button, subscribe, and become a member. Matt, before we dive into football, how are you doing this fine Monday?
Good, man. Good.
In the building. We in the building here. Chat's popping here. See a lot of different comments already. But, Matt, we're here on the Monday after Colorado takes out Delaware. And safe to say, Ryan Staub saves the day for Colorado at quarterback, to say the least. Matt, I want to start with you. Your takeaways from Colorado's victory versus Delaware. Go ahead.
Oh, boy. I'm glad they won. The more I think about it, the more I kind of like what Coach Prime did, trying to figure out who he's going to play. MLS, Martin Luther Staub seems like the guy to me. Now that the sensitivity level is, I've never seen anything like it before. Like, sensitivity towards competition is a thing now. I mean, I talked to you about the messages I got that I'm going to keep to myself right now. But if it continues to happen, I will talk about it. Trust me, because it's kind of ridiculous. I don't decide who plays receiver. I don't decide who plays and who doesn't. I'm reacting to it just like everybody else. So I'd love to see Staub with the ones and go out there at Houston on Friday night and see if it's real or if it was just Delaware and him coming off the bench. I'd like to see Juju start and play a full game. I just don't see where that's going to happen unless you're going to start Staub against Houston and then not, if he plays well, and then not start him against Wyoming, which doesn't make sense to me, but this is very unconventional, to say the least, in every regard. So why wouldn't Wyoming be used as a preseason game too, if Delaware was? Because that's essentially what it is. If we're listening to the way Coach Prime is talking about it, a team that they think they can just mop up and figure out who's playing quarterback, I'm cool with all that as long as they win football games. I like the way they ran the football. I thought it was better. I was pretty concerned in the first half that it seemed like we were kind of playing 500 ball for a little bit, but then we got back to what we do. I'm not sure what Salter did to lose the job. I'm not sure what Juju did to lose the job, but I know what Staub did to win it. So
well said.
I think 16 deserves to start on Friday night. That is not an indictment on the other two guys, but I would imagine he'll be your starter on Friday night against Houston at Houston, which is they are not Delaware, and they are much improved, and they are a good football team that's got a really good head coach and the good philosophy, and they're tough-minded, and I think it'll be a really good test for us. Now, I've never seen anything like this before. I've never seen a coaching staff approach anything like this, but it seemed to work. And one thing that I do love about it, well, there's a lot of things that I like about it. I don't really have anything against it. I can't really sit here and say they're wrong in any way. I've never seen this happen before, so I'm viewing it just like everybody else. It puts every single person on notice. Like, unbelievable, bro. If you're a player on this football team and you're in the 2 or 3 deep and you don't think you're going to play, I'm sorry, but that is not true. If somebody's not doing their job, they're going to be replaced on this football team. And I love that shit. And you know what? Salter wasn't even doing that bad.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. I agree.
Look, Juju kind of got thrown in, and I agree with Coach Bryant. I sent you a bunch of different clips, and hopefully we got all of them. Talking about how Juju's young, and like we got to make sure that we protect him and develop him correctly. Well, I hope that Juju and his camp hears that and understands the situation that they're in. Like if the sensitivity level is going to go through the roof because of who's on the field at wide receiver and the O-line doesn't block for my guy, and that, like things are different for him than they are for the other two quarterbacks. I didn't see that. But also I wasn't looking for that either. I don't see like a Salter package of players, a Juju package of players, and then Staub gets Sincere. No, Sincere's been on the field all year. So I love the competition. I want to see more of it. I think it'd be good to probably open it up at other position groups, to be completely honest with you, especially if you're going to do it at quarterback. And honestly, bro, this kid's been in the program in Schumer's offense for 3 years. He was on the 1-11 team. Like he's one of the last holdovers, like last of the Mohicans here.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to say he's earned this, but I'm telling you, I talk about this all the time. When they knock, are you ready to answer the door? And he was ready and prepared. And I have a hard time on this narrative that I'm hearing behind the scenes by certain people, where it's like the offense was different, the personnel was different, everything was different for him than it was for the other two, and that's why he's successful. And I'm like, it's the same exact offensive line, the same offensive coordinator, the same head coach, the same personnel of people. Like different receivers rotated in for Staub than did for Juju and Salter, and that's why he's successful. And that seems to me like somebody just wants the job given to them rather than, taking it. And that's like Juju didn't do anything to screw up his opportunity. He's 17 years old, needs to learn the speed of the game. You could tell Delaware like heated him up when he walked in. They started blitzing the rookie hard, and the offensive line didn't really prepare for a couple of those blitzes and got beat, and he got sacked. That's not on him right now. It's not. He needs to learn all that, but it's not on him right now. You would hope the veterans up front would pick that up, and they didn't. He had a couple of good plays, but at the same time, I don't know if he was in there for long enough to really do anything. But Staub went straight in with the same exact group of people and the same situation and just started pushing the ball downfield. So am I going to sit here and say that Patty and Dion and everybody only called plays that push the ball downfield for him? That doesn't make any sense. That's playing favorites for a third-string quarterback. And So I think that there's a ton of potential here to motivate your football team from top to bottom. And there's also a ton of potential to figure out who's there for them and who's there for us. Like if you're there for yourself first, because he said this, I sent you another video about you don't like what's happening, jump in the portal. I don't care if you jump in the portal, jump in it. Did you get everything I sent you?
Well, yeah, I have a bunch of videos to show. Yeah.
So He's just doesn't care. He's unconventional, and if you're there for the team and you can handle the ebbs and flows of competition, and this guy's going to play today and you're not, cool. If you're not, and it's all about you and you want to leave, he's cool with that too. Like I like that because that's the kind of coach I am. You're either 100% in or you're 100% out. So, this is a crazy ass situation, and I like the way Prime did it on Saturday. The beating Delaware is awesome. If they wouldn't have won that game, I would probably be the most depressed human being alive. But look, Houston is a really good football team, so this is a big test. Okay, Georgia Tech at home was a big test. I thought that there's a lot of things that they did wrong and a lot of things they did right, and it was a close game. They could have won, but they lost. I didn't think they played to win. This was a tune-up game. Find out some stuff about your team. Houston is your first conference game on the road, and damn it, is it important. So it's Friday night prime time. This kid's going to have every light in the world shined on him. And if he doesn't start, then the other two guys have to be ready. And you know what? The other two guys, if you don't start, whoever starts needs to be ready to play and win and play the whole game, okay? But whoever doesn't start needs to be ready as if they're the starter. A good backup prepares like he's the starter. That's why this kid stepped in and had so much success, because he was preparing the whole time like he was going to start even though he wasn't playing. I'm not saying Juju didn't do that. I'm saying this kid's been in the program in Pat's system for 3 years and probably has a better understanding of both the other two quarterbacks combined on what Schumer's trying to do and how he's trying to do it, because he watched Shador do it and he's been in the meeting room with them for so long.
Sure, yeah.
Matters. So, again, man, the sensitivity level towards my opinion about what's happening and like a couple of posts on Twitter, that doesn't show me that you're very confident. That shows me that you're a little sensitive towards somebody who's I'm simply just the next player that's giving my opinion, man. I don't make any calls. I'll be up there for the Wyoming game with a bunch of Dungeon family for recruiting trips, and I'm sure they're going to offer Roper that night and all that shit. A couple other guys, maybe. We'll see. If you have such a problem with it, then we can sit down and talk about how you think I influence offensive calls and shit, and like who's on the field, and you got to roll with the people that you're with, and whoever's on the field in that circumstance, the 11 that are there, you guys got to do your jobs. So I think that there's a lot of opportunity in every facet of the game here, from personnel to competition to maximizing the offense to maximizing the running game. You notice how when Staub came in, they started playing more 2D safety, and it opened up the run game more because they knew they were going to get beat over the top now. So, there's a lot to improve on. We can't be too excited about this, but I'll tell you, everything looked and felt different when 16 walked in the game. Salter looks like he's scared to run. He wants to prove he's a pocket quarterback, but he can't do it. He airmails balls. He doesn't run when he's supposed to. The offense seems like I'm hoping for them to score when he's in. Mm-hmm. Juju's a baby. I have no doubt that he's unbelievably talented. Everybody in Boulder wants to see him play. I think his time, after I've been beating the table for him to start based on what I saw on Saturday, probably his time's probably next year after, learning more.
100% agree.
Coming in and being ready to play when he's asked to play this year. If somebody goes down, I don't know, Salter's the backup now and Juju's third. I don't know how they're going to handle that as in the room. And then, I think Staub needs to just run with this. He needs to walk in today at practice and just walk into the first group in the huddle if they haven't told him that he's starting. You just need to take the job. This is an opportunity to just go act like you're the guy and take it, because everybody knows already, bro. Everybody knows in that locker room. No one's going to sit around and be like, oh, well, you have this many stars next to your name, or you're a fifth-year senior, and that's why you get to start here. That's not the way this works, and that is not the way it's supposed to work. And I applaud Coach Prime for what he's done and how he's handling it. And I really hope that it keeps working out because we could have just found a diamond in the rough at quarterback with 3 more years of eligibility.
Let me show Coach Prime's comments on the rotation of quarterbacks for the game, and then I'll give my take, and we'll move forward on this. Take a listen.
I decided that 2 days ago, and I prayed a lot about it, and I wanted it to tell its own story. Instead of me telling the story, I wanted it to tell its own story. So the plan was each quarterback was going to get 2 series apiece, and that's what they did, and somebody was going to come out of the pack. And then once Staub, I think Staub got 4 because he was consistent, then I wanted to give the other guys another opportunity. So that's what we did. We went back to the start, and that's how it kind of played out. But I'm proud of all of them, you know. I really am.
Okay. So, Matt, I have a couple questions for you just based on my reaction and watching the game. You can't give 3 quarterbacks first-team reps in the middle of a in-season practice. I just think it's impossible. So I think this is a battle this week between Staub and Salter. I think Julian Lewis is the future, and we know that. But I think we saw with his play. I think he needs a little bit of time and development, and that's fine. I mean, that's fine, and we can discuss his future and whatever. Because the number one thing I hear from people when I say that is he going to transfer? Is he gone? Blah, blah, blah. And we can discuss that. But I'm more focused on this week. I think it's Salter versus Staub here. How does Caden Salter respond this week? Because right now I think something's holding him back here because I think he is a much better player. And I don't even think he played horrible against Delaware. His numbers are fine, but I think something is holding that kid back. Because I'm like, I'd like to see him battle out.
Because he knows he's not the best quarterback in the room, Bailey.
I don't necessarily.
And that got exposed on Saturday. Look, the kid.
I don't agree to that because, Matt, I think
if he's not going to run the ball, how many times in the game alone did you yell "run" when he was in? At least
maybe
5.
Not as many times as you did.
Okay, well,
I think
that's his job is to run the football. So if the offenses look sluggish with Salter and they're missing opportunities and they can't push the ball downfield and you can load the box, I need to see against Houston if the same thing happens with Staub. And I guarantee you they'll have a quick pull here. If 16 can't play on Friday night and he's struggling, I guarantee you Salter's in the game.
For sure.
But I would almost guarantee that he's going to be the starter on Friday night based on what I just saw in the game. So that puts Salter as the second and Juju as the third. Look, Juju's making $1 million. He's obviously the number 1 quarterback in the country. He's a stud of a kid. I hate to say this, but if you're that upset in that camp and you want to transfer already, I doubt that's happening. I would almost 99.9% say that's not going to happen.
I agree.
Knowing the family, knowing his dad, knowing the kid, I don't see that happening. I think they're pretty tough-minded and they'll be resilient and fight through this. I really doubt that Coach Prime made that big of a football character problem when he evaluated the kid. You feel me? There's no way that kid feels like that. He'll compete. He's probably yearning to compete. He's just behind because he's 17 years old. He's supposed to be a senior in high school right now. They brought him in and he early enrolled. So he's there trying to learn and trying to get better. So when he does really get his opportunity, he can take advantage of it because the speed of the game, you could tell it got to him a little bit on Saturday. And I think he'll only get better as he figures out everything. You know what I'm saying? It takes a little bit of time. So experience matters. So maybe now Juju can watch the other 2 older guys compete and see what he doesn't want to do with whoever handles it wrong and what he does want to do with whoever handles it right, just like Staub did watching Shador. So, I'm not going to sit here and be like the 3rd string fucking scout team quarterback. No, he's a scholarship quarterback at the University of Colorado. If you're on scholarship, you're probably going to be leaned on to play at some point. That's the way this works. And he went in there and played super well. From what I'm hearing in the comments and from the Buffalo community, he was, and I don't know if this is true because people like to just talk shit, that he's changing the calls. Bro, come on. I mean, everybody's fucking.
I think he made one audible on a route, and that's what they're saying. He said in a press conference, he told Sincere Brown to run a go on the sideline. I see what they're talking about there.
So, but isn't that the quarterback's job to do that?
Bingo, Matt. Thank you. Like, I think.
Well, what are we talking about? Like, so if Salter won't do it, and Pat wants him to do it, how is that an issue? Like, that's a good thing. We want our quarterback to do that. I want my quarterback to adjust when he sees something on the sideline that's not working and throw the ball down the field. I don't want him to be scared to throw the ball down the field or scared to make a call or adjustment, which obviously Salter's not doing.
See, I have an actual question for you. Do you think, because you reacted the same way I did the minute the bubble screen started in the second drive, like I think you probably reacted the exact same way I did. It almost felt like they didn't even lean into the run game until they had Staub. Like, I'm pulling for Salter here, and the fact that he is getting ragged, and I'm like, the offense looked so different with Staub, in my opinion. I just felt like they really leaned into the run game. Why does Simeon Price only have 9 carries, by the way? That is the other thing I wanted to ask you. Were you really satisfied with the run game in this game? Because personally, I was like, this is the game where Colorado finds their offensive identity, and I don't see it. That's just me.
I don't have a problem with 39 carries and 130 yards. I mean, the average is a little low. I would have liked to see them hit bigger plays. Delaware played them pretty hard. I don't know. I didn't think the offensive line played all that great as a whole. I mean, they gave up a ton of pressures and couldn't handle double mug mics, and like the drop blitzes off the double mug got us a couple of times. I didn't think that we were really moving people off the spot, having a 50-pound advantage each man the way we should have been. But there's 40 carries there, and most of Salter's carries were design runs for him. He only had a couple of scrambles. He scored on a scramble. So I'm not saying the kid can't play, bro. And I wouldn't be – if he starts on Friday night, cool. But I know that Coach Prime's going to have a quick fucking pull. If he doesn't like what's happening or what he sees, Staub's going in the game. Yeah. So, and if Staub goes in there and plays well, I guarantee you he's not coming out. Because what did I say all last week, bro? I mean, this is real. Coach Prime doesn't want to play 40 carry, smash mouth, 3.5 yards of carry football. Coach Prime wants to throw the ball down the field and score quick and get up and keep doing it. He wants to annihilate you through the air and make sure that that's what the game plan is. So the guy that can do both, the guy that can hand the ball off and keep the offense running on the ground and also attack people through the air, which is, I'm not saying the other two can't. I'm going based on what I've seen through 2 games. All I can do is evaluate the film. I have no say on who plays or what plays they call. Okay? Yeah. So, it's the timing's better with Staub. The ball placement's better with Staub. The protection seems to be better because I don't know if he's changing protection or whatever. I don't know. I don't know why things look smoother with 16 than they do the other 2. So maybe the Wyoming game is another. I can't imagine Houston, the first conference game on the road, the importance of that game. We can't go down there and guess and try and use it as an opportunity to learn and get better. We need to go fucking win, and I don't care how. I don't give a shit who plays. Win the fucking game. You're better than Houston. Go win the game. And it'll only help with recruiting. Coach Prime runs Texas. This is his spot stomping ground. Go take the game. But against Wyoming, I mean, shit, Wyoming's a bad football team. They're rebuilding up there. They're trying to get better. They're coming to Boulder. You'd have to look at them like Delaware and go whip that ass. You know what I'm saying? And go play all 3 quarterbacks again and see who's playing well going into the BYU game. But again, I want there to be some consistency too, and I want the ones to work with the ones and get us take the Houston and Wyoming game to just play one guy and let him get comfortable. But that's not reality in Boulder right now. So I guess everybody needs to get comfortable being uncomfortable in the situation. That goes for the players, the parents, the coaches, everybody in the room. just like I said earlier, Coach Prime said it in a meeting. If you don't like the way things are going and you think you made a mistake, hit the transfer portal.
Bingo. Yeah.
I mean, he's the one saying it, not me. So, I mean, I know that video is there somewhere, so maybe people need to see it, but that is the damn truth.
Take a listen, finish our takes, and move forward.
Play on stars. I don't give a darn about a 4 or 5 or 6. You know, you're happy to attain those guys, but those guys ain't free. They cost. Okay? And when you have a guy that works their butt off like a Charlie or Ben that was a walk-on that earned it, you reward them. Or Staub that worked his butt off and understand who we are, what we want from that position. He earned it. So you want to reward them with an opportunity. I think that strengthens your team. That strengthens who that you say that you are with the coaching staff. And other guys from around the country say, oh, my God, they played the guy that was on the third string quarterback. And guess what? He balled out so much the whole student section was chanting his name. Stop it. Like I said, you got to be kidding me. Stop that chanting your darn name back there. So that's a blessing for me because I really take a liking to those young men.
See, I think Ryan. So let me make this very clear because I gotta give some pushback here, and like I'll be honest with you. I think going into Houston, Colorado needs to go with their gut here. Unless they have a major quarterback evaluation problem and had no idea Staub was good. Is Staub not balling in practice then or something? Like this is the other thing. Did we not recognize this 3 months ago or
no? They didn't. Coach Prime literally said he had a dream about it and woke up, and that's bro. Hold on, hold on. That's neither. That's neither. How is that a concern? He went with his gut.
Okay.
You just said they got to go with their gut. He woke up and went with his gut. Now, I'm not going to sit here and criticize it or contradict it. I'm not a man of faith. I don't pray about shit. Maybe I need to because he prayed about it, woke up, and was like, you know what? I'm going to play Martin Luther Staub. MLS was born. So
yeah.
Coach Prime is going with his gut. He went with his gut on Saturday. I bet you he does the same thing on Friday night. He has a feeling on who he wants to play. I think that he's frustrated with Salter's offense. And I think that behind closed doors, I think he sits there and goes, this kid's a fifth-year senior. He's been through so many battles, but he can't seem to pick up exactly what we're trying to lay down. And he's going out there and playing, like RG3's dumbass said this 100 times in the broadcast.
Oh, by the way, just
don't play quarterback, just play football. But I agree with him. Like, bro, or just play quarterback, play football, or however he was saying it. Like, I need the quarterback that can play football, not the football player that's playing quarterback, or however you want to say it. That I don't think Salter did anything to lose the job, but I think Staub did everything to win the job, if that makes sense. So I don't know why he didn't get opportunities in practice. Again, that's irrelevant. Like camp's been over for 3 weeks. So now the competition base is whatever Coach Prime says it is. So he wanted to see something, and obviously he saw it, and I think he's getting behind his guy. And knowing Coach Prime and how he operates, he thinks he's right, and he's going to roll with it, and he damn well might be.
Sure. I agree with you that I don't think Salter did anything to lose the job. I also don't think that, and maybe I'm not as reactive as other people on this. I think Salter's or Staub, if we're going to say here, I don't think he's the starter yet. I think he's got to go earn it and beat out Salter this week, and they'll decide in practice ultimately. I don't think that just perform, because I mean, Staub threw 10 passes, man. Like, I'm not going to sit here and I'm trying to be fair here and a fair reaction. I think ultimately practice will determine who. Well, because I think there's a lot of social media overreaction in this. I think.
Well, yeah, but again, let's be real. Social media means dick.
Well, that's my point.
One person trying to be given honest our opinions, social media's opinion, the parents' opinion, the fucking people in the stands' opinion. They don't mean. To be completely honest with you, it doesn't seem like the assistant coach's opinions mean shit on who's going to play either. This is strictly what Coach Prime thinks. And he's rolling.
Why bring in Byron Leftwich? Matt.
Well, who
my
says Byron Leftwich didn't have anything to do with this?
Well, you just said his assistants aren't saying nothing to him. You said
It says it seems like. I didn't say that absolutely.
Well, yeah.
I think Coach Prime is the end all be all. He's the one that makes the decisions on who's going to play the position. Bringing in Byron Leftwich is just more knowledge in the room. This is kind of my point. Salter had the keys with all these knowledge and all these guys, and they're still looking to replace him.
Sure. I'm not going to say Salt. I think Ryan Staub saved the day. I think he saved the day for Colorado.
I think they would have won handily without him playing at all, to be very honest with you. But
they could not. God damn, if they lose to Delaware, like we would be having a.
It wouldn't be happening. But look, you said fair, and I just want to reiterate this again. I don't believe that that's a word that needs to be used in competition.
Well, that's not
like.
Okay. Let me.
There's no such thing as fair competition. Like. The coach is going. There's plenty of times, and I'm sure you've experienced this, where you look and watch somebody play, and you're like, "I think this other guy's better as a player," but the coach makes the decision. So I
didn't use fair in that context.
It's whatever program wants.
Opinion when I say it, and not an overreacting of saying I think Staub is a starter after one game. When I think if they
okay. So I'm going to say the same thing back. Why is Salter the starter after 1.5 games?
Because this is your gut. You've practiced your whole offseason. You brought in Salter to be your starter, and you brought in Julian to be eventually the future. Staub has been there, but they never established Staub to be the starter. Now, if Staub goes out in practice and looks 10 times better than Salter and goes and takes care of business in practice, start him. That's all I'm with. I'm saying establish that shit in practice this week. I would not sit here on a Monday and say Staub starting after just a performance against Delaware. You got your first Big 12 matchup on Friday or Saturday. You know what I mean?
Staub's going to start.
That's what I'm saying.
Staub's going to start on Friday night. Guaranteed.
I think Salter's going to start on Friday night. I think you roll with your guy.
I think Salter's going to stand there and wonder why he's not the starter while he watches 16 take the job.
Man, I can't wait. Friday going to be a hell of a game, Matt. They're looking at their schedule here as we look ahead before we take a brief break and dive into college football and full news here. Go to Houston, then Wyoming, and then the real, thriller against BYU. Got to get revenge on them. But, we'll find out, Matt. Can't wait to see Colorado's quarterback situation looks on Friday. Before we move on.
And let's be real. I don't give a shit who plays. Yeah. I don't give a fuck which one of the 3 quarterbacks plays anymore. I don't care. I didn't really care. First off, I just had an opinion on who I thought should play. Since Juju's going to be the future, we might as well give him all the reps. I just want to win. Mm-hmm. So I don't give a Tiffany fuck who plays. It means nothing to me. For real, bro. Like, let's be real. Okay, let's go back to my playing days, okay? Mm-hmm. In 2000, I got there at CU. Craig Oaks was a 5-star #1 quarterback in the country recruit who everybody fucking loved. Zach Colvin started. Pesavento got a start because Colvin's kind of sucked. And then Oaks took over the rest of freshman year, right? And we went 3-8, but he got better and yada, yada, yada. Moving into the next year, Oaks starts. He gets hurt. Pesavento goes in and never gives the jog back.
Yeah.
Ever. So even though Oaks is, and I think Oaks is one of the most talented players ever, Bobby's a better quarterback and a better leader and a better fit.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And there was no social media back in the day because you couldn't grumble about this. You could talk about it at the tailgate, but you can't fucking grumble online, right? So then Pesavento takes that job and runs with it. The next year, we're in spring ball going into the 2003 season or 2002 season. Oaks is the starter. Coach Barnett interrupts his prayer. Oaks is sitting there doing the prayer, and it is somber and Oaks praying. And Coach Barnett's like, hey, can we turn up the intensity on this prayer a little bit? And because he said that, Oaks got so sensitive and so offended that he called a bunch of the guys in his class up to his house in Chautauqua Park and told us he was fucking transferring to Montana. And while all the other guys in the room were like, oh, we're going to miss you, I just walked the fuck out. And I've never said anything to him since. I'm not playing for a fucking guy who's just going to quit on us because your prayer got interrupted, you pussy. So then Robert Hodge goes in and takes the reins to that team. And if Oaks would have stayed and actually played that year, I bet you we win the Big 12 again. That's just my opinion because we played for it against Oklahoma, and we didn't have a quarterback. We just had a great offensive line and running game. We had really good receivers because next year When Hodge leaves as a senior, Joel Klatt takes the job. From 3, keep in mind, Joel was on the team in 02, but he was the 4th-string quarterback behind 3 scholarship players. He was the 3rd stringer in camp when we started, all right? And by the time we got to the first game against CSU, he took the job, went in, balled the fuck out, won National Player of the Week as a walk-on, threw for 400 yards and 3 touchdowns in the Lightning game against CSU in 03. And then he took the rails in all of 03 and ran until we played Florida State in 03. And then he got hurt, and Eric Greenberg had to come in. And then Greenberg got a start for 2 weeks, and then Klatt came back, and he played the rest of the season. In 04, my senior year, Klatt struggled the first three weeks of the season. We were playing Iowa State in our first or second conference game. They started James Cox, sat Klatt on the bench with a C on his chest.
Mm-hmm.
He had to watch it the whole first half as Cox sucked. And then all of a sudden, Klatt's back in, and he's reinvigorated and starts playing his ass off, and we win the North and go to the Big 12 title game.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that's like 7 different fucking quarterbacks on rotate. This is kind of my point, man. Everybody stop acting like this is the National Football League.
Yeah.
This is not – we're not fucking putting $300 million into a quarterback, and he's the starter regardless. And we know he's the starter. We don't know out of these 3 guys who the best fit is. We don't. And to act like you can't be a good football team and have multiple quarterbacks play is naive. So they think that they have a pretty good team in Boulder right now. They have to find which guy is the best figurehead and fit at the top of the pyramid here to lead them. And the other 2 guys have to be good soldiers and go do their jobs. And at the end of the year, if you want to jump in the transfer portal, well, Salter can't because he's done, and that sucks. But again, this is a competition. This isn't like the 5th-year senior plays. This isn't fucking, one of the high schools down here in hobby fucking land where everybody, if you just stick around long enough, you're going to start. That's not the way Colorado fucking operates. Well, I haven't played a fucking wink in 3 years, but I'm a senior now, so I get to start. What the fuck are y'all talking about? I want the best player on the field. I don't give a shit who it is. I don't care about people's feelings and all that shit. I want to win games. All the other positions are open to this now. Isn't that a good thing, everyone in the comments and everyone that's got a problem with how we're talking about this and what we're talking about? Isn't it a good thing, though, if open competition's everywhere? So if you don't do your fucking job and you fuck up, you lose it? Isn't that what the NFL is? Isn't that what we're trying to fucking mimic in Boulder? So again, miss me with the fairness and blah, blah, not just you, but everybody. Fuck fair, all that bullshit. Do your job. Execute when you get in the game, or they'll find somebody else to do it, and it's not personal.
Yep.
Stop taking every coaching point and every criticism personal. As a player, if you react, or parent, if you react to what I'm saying on this show, and you have the audacity to reach out to me and say, I can't believe you're talking like that, blah, 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 blah. How in the fuck are you going to operate?
Awesome.
How are you going to operate in the meeting room with Coach Prime breathing down your neck, or Byron Leftwich, or Patty Shum, or Marshall Falk, or Andre Gerard, or Hang, or Gunn, or any of the other Sap, or Pecco, or any of the other professionals that are in the room that don't give a fuck? They just want to what? What do they want to do, Bailey?
Win.
They want to win games.
Well, you and I are in the same boat there.
Also, this opens up everybody in recruiting. Every kid in the country looks at this and goes, you mean to tell me the best player is going to play in Boulder, not the guy that's highly recruited, or not the 5th-year senior? They're just going to play the best guy. And you know what? The best guy this week might be Juju.
Exactly.
The best, if I don't know how they're going to evaluate reps and who's going to get in, but the best guy in practice might be Juju this week. If that's the case, he should play. If the best guy is Staub this week and that's who they want to roll with, let's go. The other 2 guys, stay ready, please, because if the minute you think I don't get to play anymore, then yeah, they're gonna see that soft ass Daria bullshit that you're pulling in the corner, and they're not gonna play you.
Yeah, and I think, Matt, that final point is you and I are in the same spot there. Practice is going to be active this week in Boulder. That's all I'm going to say. I think all quarterbacks got to be on their P's and Q's, especially Cade Salter. I think it's really a Salter versus Staub battle. I think Juju's got to also be ready as well, because he could be ready to be in any second. But I think ultimately how does each quarterback respond to competition? I mean, that's really the biggest question of that, because ultimately the goal is winning. And we're going to find out on Friday at Houston who rolls out at quarterback, Matt. But we have over 1,500 people, over 1,000 people on YouTube. Make sure you guys pound that like button, subscribe, become a member of the Dungeon family. We're at over 17,000 subscribers on YouTube. We hit that over the weekend, so cannot thank you guys.
We're at 17?
Yeah, we hit 17,000 subscribers over the weekend, so shout out to everybody tuning in. Pound that like button, subscribe, become a member. Shout out to everybody. The chat's popping here. And either way, Matt, we're in agreement there. Competition, Colorado going to get after it this week and hopefully find their starting quarterback headed into Houston. But, man, we have a lot more to discuss here college football-wise. Matt, actually, let's go to the NFL. You were at the Broncos-Titans game yesterday, and I actually thought it was a pretty good game for the most part, defensive battle. I know your Broncos had 4 turnovers, and it was kind of a difficult game for 5 turnovers. Oh, fuck yeah. My bad. 5 turnovers and, struggled a little bit, but ended up getting the victory. Titans covered, but, Broncos ended up getting the victory. Now, what are your takeaways from the Broncos' first performance since you were there live?
Look, I think the Broncos defense is unbelievable. I mean, they ate Cam
Nito.
Tony Pollard couldn't do shit. Like, there were a couple of like breakaway explosions for bad tackling, but other than that, Tennessee was just in a bottle. Like, they couldn't do anything. And there was one time where they muffed the punt with Marvin Mims. They had the ball to 12 or some shit, and they ended up punting because they had so many negative.
Moore kept taking fucking sacks. Yeah.
So I think Broncos defense is unbelievably talented. Nick Bonito is like Derek Thomas and Von Miller reincarnated. It's fucking nuts. His get off is insane. The offense, Tennessee's offense, I knew would do this. His Cam Ward's first start. It is what it is. He'll be fine. Bo Nix looked fucking terrible. I mean, he looked fucking
frustrated too.
He lost 2 fumbles. He threw 2 picks. He was changing shit at the line of scrimmage left and right and changing out of runs. When he started like just doing what Peyton asked him to do, they started hitting bigger runs and scoring points at the end of the game.
Right.
He did not, like, everything was a 5-yard fucking underneath throw because Tennessee showed everybody how to beat the Broncos. Put a blanket around them and rally and tackle because they won't push the ball down the field because Bo Nix's accuracy is fucking questionable 15 yards down the field. Now, that was just one game, and maybe he was pressing opening day, but he looked terrible. And honestly, the team is too good around him to accommodate that. So,
sure, yeah.
I'm not saying Jarrett Stidham needs to play right now. Like, obviously, Bo Nix is your starter, but how, like, he goes out and struggles against the Colts, who looked pretty good as they mollywopped Miami. I mean, Daniel Jones looked like he can play quarterback. Again, Miami's terrible, but they're an NFL football team.
Miami might be the worst team in the NFL.
Tennessee's terrible too, but they're an NFL football team. The Broncos should have done what the Colts did to the Dolphins to the Titans, but they didn't.
I agree.
So that is concerning to me. And the only way they can fix it is to go fix it Sunday in Indy. And if Bo Nix struggles again and there's 4 more turnovers, he won't be the goddamn quarterback here for very much longer. Bo not going to be the quarterback here for very much longer if he keeps doing this Nix. Like, all your commercials and shit are nice, but let's focus on what's real here. No one gives a fuck about the money. No one cares about any of that shit. They want you to perform at the level that you're supposed to as the Broncos quarterback, and yesterday was not it. Although it was cool, opening day was cool.
It was nice. A little active there. The whole orange, that was looking like a pretty nice atmosphere for sure in Denver. I mean, let me say this. Benito, the edge, he looks unfucking believable, making all types of plays for your guys' defense. Cam Ward's receivers letting him down, man. I don't know if you saw the clip of it. Cam Ward's dad. I'm about to talk about that with Coach Fred in like an hour, but, man, I don't know. I think the Titans were in that game at one point.
Watch. Just shut up and watch, bro. Your kid's in the NFL. No one cares what you think.
That's not bad.
Here's something. I'm a dad. I need to shut the fuck up and let Nick play. Everybody's father. I'm going to give some fucking advice. Shut up and let your kid play. NFL, college, high school, stop. Just don't be a distraction for your own child. We're not trying to LeVar Ball anything around here. Just leave it alone and let the kids figure it out. Facts, bro. I'm tired of this shit. Like, it's for real.
No, you ain't lying, man.
And look, this one, Juju's transferring. I doubt it. I don't see Juju just fucking folding the tent.
I would be shocked.
Off eight plays. Like, the kid is unbelievably talented. He'll be fine. There's nothing wrong with redshirting and like learning and then walking into next year and being in a fucking heated quarterback competition with Staub. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with earning and winning a job instead of getting it handed to you. Salter, back to the bus, sorry, but Salter walked into Boulder with the expectation that he could do no wrong and he would be the starter. And now he knows that's not the case. Exactly. So if anything, maybe this will light a fire under his ass to really maximize who he is. Bingo. And yes, do I think he's a better player than Staub? Fuck yeah, I do. Do I think Staub's a better quarterback right now in the system? Fuck yeah, I do.
Yeah, absolutely. Right now, that's why I'm saying practice is gonna be active. So Salter, I want to see how Salter responds because I mean, shit. I think if anything, it's going to elevate the play of all three quarterbacks, man. I think that's collectively in that room, that's exactly what they need. Oh man, there's so many storylines that we can
transferring. Just come on, guys. He's not. He's a fucking stud of a player. He's mentally tough. He's not just going to leave because one fucking fit of adversity hit him. What do you think he's going to transfer somewhere else and never get sacked again or get hit? Get the fuck out of here.
Matt, I think Colorado needs to lean into the run game more, but we can keep saying this. We've been saying it for 3 years. But Simeon Price, I mean, again, 6 yards a carry, doing like all kinds of acrobatic shit, reverse, whatever.
Yeah, he should get more carries.
I
think they're trying to figure out too, Bailey, who the running back's going to be. That's why they had multiple guys get multiple carries. Go put that back up. What I just fucking clicked on. I don't know, whichever one I just fucking clicked on.
My bad. I did not mean to click off.
Here, I got it.
Okay.
All right. None of these three are even close to Shedeur Sanders.
True.
You're right. He ain't going to get benched because he's fucking Shedeur Sanders. Come on, dog. I understand now you got a little bit of ammo because he went in the 5th round. He's not playing on Sunday, but that you just sound stupid at this point. I appreciate you watching. I'm not calling you stupid. I'm saying your opinion right now is dumb as fuck. So also, Shedeur Sanders isn't going to get benched because he's a fucking unicorn out there, and him and Travis Hunter are like this. But I did watch Staub. in the 4-8 season go to Utah and fucking have three penalties called back touchdowns, and they should have won that game. And he went out there and fucking played his balls off and played really well in a hostile environment to back of the day. So, yeah, man, we've seen a lot of different stuff here on Saturday. And you know what? I think that it's good for the football team. It promotes competition.
To that point, Matt, if Shedeur played like shit, I think Prime would pull him too. Like when Shiloh struggled at times, what do? They put in Staub.
They pulled his ass. Yeah, well, think about too when Shedeur tried to play with the back fracture and he was trying to be tough against Washington State.
Yep.
And he was struggling, he couldn't move, and he was getting hit. What did they do? They pulled his ass.
Exactly.
And he didn't play the rest of the year. And I know he was hurt, but he wasn't performing at the level he needed to perform. And Coach Prime said, okay, put in the other guy. So I guess I don't understand why everyone's so emotionally wrapped up in this.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
Like, don't you want the best player in their opinion to play? No offense to everybody, but your opinion on who you think is best doesn't mean dick. It doesn't mean anything. And honestly, if you have access to the coaches and you even were to say like, well, I think my guy should play, they're going to look at that and be like, red flag. This is a massive fucking red flag.
That's a problem. Yeah, exactly.
So, you know what I'm saying? Like, whoever Salter's representation is, I'm sure he's making a phone call. Whoever Juju's representation is, I'm sure he's making a phone call. I don't think Staub has representation. I think he's just on the team and just wants to play football. So, just do with that what you will.
Shit. You might have to get some after Delaware. Shoot, Martin Luther Staub, but
MLS, baby. That's such a great fucking nickname. I mean, what an unbelievable nickname. For the rest of his life, fucking there goes MLS. What's that mean? Martin Luther Staub. Why? Because Coach Prime had a dream. Bam! That shit is fucking so cool.
Legendary shit. And that's awesome. That's a great moment for sure. Oh man, we gotta go to a couple things in the NFL here. We're trying to pick and choose here, but go to the Chiefs. The Chiefs' queendom lost to the Chargers on Friday, and I think the Chargers really punched the Chiefs in the mouth. No pun intended here, but Travis Kelce gets punched and immediately cries to the referees. I don't know how you wouldn't just punch him back personally. Like, I don't know how you get punched like that as a man, let alone on a football field where that's where you are supposed to inflict violence. Why you wouldn't hit somebody back, but that's a different conversation. Matt, what do you guys say to this? You sent me this clip.
So apparently you can just open hand slap a motherfucker and get away with it because you heard him say it. Because the hand was open, it's just a 15-yard penalty. So that opens the door, in my opinion, for people to get bitch slapped all over.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. You're right.
Dog. Like I first of all, I'm with Tart. I'm Team Tart on this. I think you should have came back with the left, straight Penn style. But again, if you have an open hand, you can just slap the fuck out of somebody, and it's only a penalty. When you close your fist, you get kicked out. So again, if I'm in the NFL now and something needs to be done, I might just walk up to the quarterback and be like, hey, and just fucking take your 15 and fucking move on. And at least he knows that he's about to get hit. So, yeah, I love this, bro. I mean, he fucking hit Mr. Swift right in the fucking teeth, and he took it, and he got a 15-yarder, and then he, batted down 6 passes with the same hand. So, yeah, old fucking strong hand Tart over here has told everybody, take that, bitch, sit down. And it's open hands, so he gets away with it. That is awesome. This is what Jalen Carter should have done to Dak Prescott's fucking
bingo. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, God damn it, Jalen Carter. That's what you should have done. You should have smacked him right in the fucking Oakley visor. Open fucking hand. And you would have stood. I mean, shit, they might have won off that.
Open hand, and you can just fucking slap the shit out of somebody in the NFL. That's how dumb that league is.
I'm trying to think of.
I don't think you can do this, but you can do this.
Make it make sense, Matt. What do you think of the actual?
I just think it's hilarious.
Unbelievable. What do you think of the game? I thought the Chargers. I mean, they play physical up front, and I mean, they really, took it to them. What do you think of that game?
I think that Justin Herbert is unbelievable.
Well, yeah, great.
But he looked way better than he did even last year. I thought Keenan Allen looked great for him. Mm-hmm. I think the Chargers are going to be a real fucking problem. I always thought that they would Charger, but I think Harbaugh might get them out of that mold. I wouldn't be surprised if the Chargers win the West with the way it's fucking.
Let's see. Now we might agree here. I think the Chargers are scary just because I think they'll always be able to be physical in all aspects, run the football, and then Jim Harbaugh with quarterbacks. You know he is. God damn. I mean, he had all kinds of quarterbacks going back to the Niner days looking great. I have no doubt that he can do that with somebody as talented as Justin Herbert. So. I mean, shit, they're going to be dangerous defensively. They're really good. Khalil Mack looked just fine, still making plays, and, they're going to be a problem. I don't know if you caught the Bengals-Browns game, but Myles Garrett, they ran a tight end, a T twist here, and boy, the Myles Garrett, I mean, I'm sorry, Micah Parsons isn't doing this. I'm sorry. It's not the same. It's not even a comparable, in my opinion, but you get a chance to see the Browns, Bengals. Bengals get a close one.
I mean, I saw the fucking play, so I mean, that's a good way to lose your quarterback for the rest of his life. I mean, Myles Garrett is a bad motherfucking man, so might want to block 95. Just saying.
Yeah, seriously. I don't know. The Browns left Shador inactive. Not that we're going to talk about Shador. I know how tired you are of talking about the Browns quarterbacks.
I don't talk about those 3 quarterbacks, Doug, unless they're in Boulder.
This is where we're at, Matt. Competition time this week of practice. I can't wait. Something we also, I guess, have to address in college, I guess this also pertains to the NFL. Bill Belichick addressed the report that he has banned Patriot scouts from UNC practice, and he doubles down, Matt. Take a listen to this.
Comment on that and provide some sort of explanation on that.
Yeah, well, no, it's clear that I'm not welcome there around their facility, and so they're not welcome in ours. Pretty simple.
I'll be here on the. Wow, I couldn't believe I can't believe he's came out and said it it was right after too. What is your reaction to seeing this, man?
Same as last week, that Bill Belichick is being a fucking child. And if you're a player on that team, you can only play for 31 of the National Football League teams. You can't play for the Patriots. and they won't let you, and he's going to make sure that everybody knows that you can't play there. And that's fucked up. It's already hard enough.
Yeah.
It's some petty fucking bullshit is what it is.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of thing, that's the kind of shit that makes you not want to go there as a player. And your parent, the parent and the people trying to help you, if you have representation, okay, or you're a parent and you're like, why the fuck would I send you to North Carolina? Why? That's some petty shit.
Oh, yeah.
If he's petty like that, he'll be petty against you.
Yeah, seriously. Especially if it's a professional run organization like they
fine.
advertise it as. Like, yeah.
And the other thing here is, Bill, bro, everything in the NFL changes. The fucking league means not for long. You got to coach in one place with the greatest player ever at his position for 20 fucking 3 years or something. How about you be grateful, you old sullen fuck, and say thank you to the fucking organization and just move on? What are you, the lifetime coach?
Yeah.
So let me get this straight. Mike Vrabel's Patriots aren't fucking welcome at Bill Belichick's North Carolina Tar Heel practices. Mike Vrabel's Patriots, your defensive end, your guy Mike Vrabel can't come. His scouts can't come to practice. Okay, coach. Again, you're fucking woohoo. This is some crazy fucking Looney Tune shit from Belichick. If I'm Vrabel, I'm calling him like, what the fuck? My guys can't come evaluate your players. You know what? Your team sucks anyway. Fuck your players. That's what I would say. Guarantee you that's what Vrabel said.
Well, I don't know. I mean, maybe after a year or so of development, but I just don't know how many NFL players are on that roster right now. Maybe I'm wrong.
It doesn't matter.
But it doesn't matter with this.
We'll never know because no one wants to go evaluate him and put up with this shit.
Yeah, it's extremely selfish on Bill's side.
This is all about Belichick. Like, I know people like to say that Colorado is all about prime. I disagree. I think he made it about, he's made it about Jimmy Horn and Wester and Seton and Shador and Travis Hunter and Charlie Offerdahl and Staub, and he's always bringing in people that are equivalent to him, like from a status standpoint. If you look at the fucking coaching staff for Belichick, it's a bunch of just guys and yes men. There's nobody on that staff that's going to challenge him whatsoever. Nobody. There's not a fucking NFL Hall of Famer on his staff. His kid's on the staff. And that's fine. His kid can be on the staff. Coach Brown's quarterback.
I think 2 or 3.
I'm just saying, it's. I don't think that. I think Coach Prime does it for, like, Coach Prime's like Trick Daddies for the kids, and fucking Bill Belichick's for Bill Belichick.
Yeah, seriously, that's I couldn't believe he came out flat out in a press conference like a day later after we talked about it and said, I'm like, shit, okay, this is really the route they're going. Wow. Well, I'm going to get a couple more things in college. I'll get your reaction before we get out of here. To all those in the building here, over 1,300 people on all platforms, pound that like button, subscribe, and become a member of the Dungeon family. Can't thank you enough for tuning in on this Monday here. Matt, Fran Brown, after his team's victory over a win against UConn and Jim Mora, had his team running sprints. Despite the win, I believe UConn was actually up in that game. Well-coached team in UConn, but what is your reaction to seeing this, and then thoughts on Fran Brown and Syracuse this year?
If I'm a player, I'm not happy, but who gives a shit what the players think? Obviously this guy's trying to motivate his fucking football team, who got, played pretty well against Tennessee and just lost, and they came out and laid an egg against UConn, but won. They came back and won.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with this. If you don't like it, quit. You should have beaten UConn by fucking 30 points. You beat them by 3. The game was embarrassing, so I'm going to embarrass you. You're going to embarrass me for 3.5 hours with the way you play. I'm going to embarrass you after the game and make you run wind sprints like you're in fucking 8th grade. You want to act like you're in 8th grade? I'm going to treat you like you're in 8th grade on the line. You don't like it? The door's over there, motherfucker. Walk. And you know what? I'm glad that college football coaches are going this route. If you don't like the way things are, everyone's replaceable, just like the National Football League.
Yeah.
Every single one of you are replaceable, and I will prove that right now by replacing one of you. You know, there's nothing in the world that gets everybody to fucking walk around on eggshells and do their jobs more than watching people get cut or replaced.
Bingo, Matt. That's well said.
We can talk all day, but if I'll cut your ass or get rid of you or let you quit or go to the transfer portal or just straight replace you, that puts everybody on notice.
Oh, that it does, Matt. That it does. And, man, we got to go talk about this Oregon State game here. There's several factors of this game that we're going to address. This will be our final topic here. But shout out to Steve Roska. He tweeted this out. There was an incident. There was a holding call on an offensive lineman for Oregon State, and he let it be known. The mic caught it, and we'll take a listen to this.
Holding offense number 64, 10-yard penalty.
Everyone run for the hills. Someone cursed on a football field.
Steve Roska, well, he'll never coach in the state of Colorado.
And you're right. I never will again. I won't even try. I've quit coaching at Vista. I'm not going to do it anymore. I'll let my kid play. I'll coach him at 6-0. I have nothing in common with these people, and I'm tired of being demonized for saying fuck or cunt or bitch or whatever else we need to say on the football field. I think that the people that made these decisions and shit don't care about my kid, didn't care about his knee. They only cared about my reaction, which, did I yell fuck? Yeah. Did I shake a fence? Yeah. As he was laying there agonizing in pain and the EMTs weren't doing anything and the administration wasn't doing anything, and I had to run out of the stadium and get my truck and drive him to the hospital, and I had to do everything, and y'all motherfuckers didn't do anything, and then you have the audacity to turn this on me because 2 or 3 Karens in the fucking stands got offended and heard me yell bitch and cunt and fuck. So I'm out. So you guys can fucking play this Hobbytown bullshit all you want. I hope the Knicks high school experience is awesome, but I'm going to have to back off and just watch, dog, because this community is so fucking ass backwards it makes me want to throw up.
I mean, it sounds like it, Matt, and that's extremely frustrating. I mean, that just – Jesus Christ. I mean, it's beyond frustrating. It's just and
it's not like everybody else on the fucking field is not literally saying motherfucker every other word. Every other coach is cursing their ass off. If you are around, I'm swear to, even at Valor Christian, they're cursing their ass off. Give me a fucking break with this shit. Like, it's just, I'm the loudest one, so I'm the one that gets the finger pointed at me, and the parents are upset because their kids are around that kind of shit, and I'm like, this is exactly why I call all your fucking kids future bankers, all of them, and this is why I call the place Hobbytown, because you guys don't care about winning and losing. This is a fucking orange slice event on Friday night for you to go sit in the stands and bitch to each other and like fucking, oh, the coach doesn't know what he's doing as Looney's scoring 50 points a night. Like, all you do is complain and bitch, and no one actually takes it seriously. And then you wonder why you don't get recruited and no one fucking cares. And again, like, this isn't a fucking, like, this isn't a water balloon contest on Saturday at a fucking kid's house. We're not fucking 8 years old. This isn't like a sleepover. So, yeah, it's just disappointing, but you know what? It is what it is.
Speaking of cussing, Coach Bray.
Hey, can you get rid of this Pope Neil guy for the rest of his life? He doesn't get to watch anymore.
Speaking of cuss words, Coach Bray up at Oregon State had some interesting words after we'll show the play after his comments here, but he had some choice words for his special teams after a bad punt. I guess I'll just say this. Take a look.
In the locker room to settle everybody down and finish this thing off.
Yeah, we're fine. I mean, we've allowed ourselves to create their success, both in special teams, fucking joke, right? And then on.
Oh my God! Everyone, we should fire him for saying fucking joke. Let's make sure Oregon's soft as fuck too. So you might as well just fire him.
That was in response to this play, which was
a fucking joke.
I mean. Oh, Lord Jesus, yeah.
And he skips it, picks it up, and runs it in for a touchdown. Yeah, it's a joke. But goddamn, don't fucking curse. If you curse or like make anybody feel uncomfortable, make sure that you fucking fire everybody, and then let's turn this into something that, instead of focusing on what's actually happening, let's focus on the fucking verbal response to it. God, man, I just never thought that people would be this much of fucking bitches everywhere.
I agree with you, Matt. It's extremely soft, and we have to talk about now Monday Night Football tonight. The fingernail patent Caleb Williams, one of your favorite players in the NFL, takes the field against J.J. McCarthy and the Vikings. The Bears are 1.5-point underdogs. Actually, nope, 1.5-point underdogs. It keeps flipping back and forth here. It's a pick 'em. But 1.5-point underdogs, you can get it off FanDuel right now. Matt, the total is 43.5, kind of a lower scoring one. NFC North battle here. Give me the Vikings. Vikings money line against the Bears in this game. Who you got, Matt?
Yeah, there's no way I would pick the Bears to win a game this year. I know they're going to win a game eventually, but I ain't picking them ever. Ever, bro. Especially with the articles coming out about Caleb, and he's a fucking program killer, bro. He's a franchise killer. He's a franchise killer. So I don't think J.J. McCarthy is going to be the same as Sam Darnold. They're not winning fucking 14 games with J.J. McCarthy. So I don't know. This is a toss-up for me because both guys, Caleb's not very good, and McCarthy's making his first start, and it's a division game. So, I mean, I'll take the Vikings, but I don't foresee like gambling a bunch on this game. I tell you who's gonna score is Jefferson because he always scores.
Great advice, and shout out to our friends over at FanDuel. I just think the Vikings defensively and just as a unit are going to suffocate Caleb Williams. I don't think the Bears have really actually put any – I mean, they brought in Jonah Jackson, Drew Dahlman, the other kid as well. South Florida did take out Florida.
And Mississippi State beat Arizona State.
We agreed on that one.
Yeah, man. I had a good weekend.
Broncos win. I give me the Vikings. I think as the defense, they're going to give Caleb Williams problems. And I think that, J.J. McCarthy, he is in a similar situation with Brock. And I don't know if the Vikings as a whole are as good as that Niners roster. I think they're pretty damn fucking close. I think if J.J. McCarthy just is a game manager and does the basic and they run the football, I think they'll be just fine. He's got plenty of weapons.
Darnold didn't game manage last year, bro. He threw the ball down the field and was slicing people up.
Who, Purdy?
No, dog. Sam Darnold.
Oh, yeah.
Well, last year for the Vikings, he was throwing the ball over the fucking yard. So that was far from game managing. I think the Packers are much better, obviously. I think Detroit's better than the Vikings. And he's pretty much a rookie quarterback. So we'll see. It's a toss-up.
Detroit is – I don't know, man.
It was a division game against the Packers in Green Bay, bro, to open the season. There's 16 more of them. I'm sure they'll be fine.
I hope they run the football more. Give me the Vikings tonight. I think defensively, it could. I don't know. 43.5 is nothing, but it's also could be 10 to 3. So who knows? Give me the Vikings tonight, though.
That fucking game last night between Baltimore and Buffalo was one of the best NFL games I've ever watched.
Great football game. Yeah.
One of the best games I've ever seen. It was fucking awesome from start to finish. Just Derrick Henry was unbelievable. The fumble sucks. Lamar Jackson was unbelievable. Josh Allen pulled a fucking rabbit out of a hat.
Josh Allen is a baller.
That was a fucking great football game. It was one of the best games I've ever seen.
Yeah, I thought, more to come. I also thought the Rams-Texans game, despite it being lower score, that was certainly entertaining. The way it finished at the end, oh boy, punching out for the Rams. I was like, that was a good game. I think that could be a Super Bowl matchup. I think that was my initial pick in the preseason too, Rams-Texans. So that was a pretty good game. But man, Matt, good show here on this fine Monday. Had over 1,400 people in the building here. Make sure you guys pound that like button, subscribe, and become a member of the Dungeon family for only $2.99. We'll be back tomorrow talking all things Colorado Buffaloes football, really previewing Colorado versus Houston as they head down to Houston to take them on, coached by Willie Fritz down there. Man, going to be a hell of a show tomorrow. Don't miss it, 2 p.m. Mountain, or 2 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Mountain. Matt, any closing thoughts before we get out of here?
No, look, this is what it is. So it's a short week. You're traveling to Houston. I think the short week plays into Salter or Staub's hands just because they're more experienced. I think Juju just needs to ride it out and learn and be humble and work and earn it. and kind of put blinders on and earplugs in, bro, and stop worrying about what's on social media. Stop worrying about the national perspective. Stop worrying about the transfer portal. Stop worrying about money, all that shit. And I think he'll be fine. I think Salter needs to look at the player he was 2 years ago and figure out how he can be that guy again when Liberty was undefeated and they were playing in the fucking Fiesta Bowl against Oregon. And I think Staub needs to just take the job. Right now, you got all the momentum. Everybody wants you to start. I think the coaching staff wants you to start. I think Schumer wants you to start. I think you got to walk in there and take the job. And you got to walk in there and be vocal and do what you did on Saturday. You need to go do in practice, and you need to do it. I'd imagine the practices are going to be like relatively laid back Monday, a day after a game. Tuesday is going to be full bore. Wednesday is going to be fucking like half shells. Little physical, but more just getting through everything. Thursday is a fucking travel day. So Wednesday's probably a walkthrough. Thursday's travel. We play Friday night. So really the only 2 days that they have to get anything done are Monday and Tuesday. And Monday you can't just go. You can't go fucking play a game Saturday and get done at 6 p.m. and go Monday full pads.
No, it's
so
still
really
like
you're gonna have 1 day of work on Tuesday. So I guess we'll know tomorrow based on who's taking first team reps, and somebody will leak that because they film everything, so it's going to be leaked. We'll know who's taking the first team reps by tomorrow's show.
Man, can't wait for it.
I'll miss tomorrow's show because we're going to keep talking about this shit because obviously this is a fucking huge topic conversation. So,
oh yes, it is. And before we get out of here, I'll address everybody who's dropped a super chat here. Shout out to Kevin Glenn dropping a super chat. Just go down the list here. The quarterback that makes Schumer look smart will be quarterback 1. Shout out to Terrell Green for the donation. I don't know if it's just a comment. Just how you guys are divided, the locker room is divided now. Yes, I think that gets settled this week. I think someone needs to take the job by the reins.
Look at this one.
That's why Coach wanted.
No, I didn't think about this, but he did win a scrimmage Syracuse. Remember that?
Yes, Fran. Yes,
he had all 3 of the quarterbacks on the roster, and they tried to get Belichick to do it too. So maybe the NCAA needs to, the nutless organization that they are. College football needs to look at this, and the spring game should be a game. It should be an exaggerated scrimmage where you actually get to work on this kind of shit instead of just playing yourselves. Good point, Chris.
You know why the NCAA might also consider it? Money. I think
man, it's another goddamn game.
Exactly. He also says, I hope Staub does great, but if he does bad, remember it was because of the play change, not the player. Sure. I don't even know what that means, but
this is what I'm talking about. There's this perception that Pat called different plays for Staub than he did for Salter and Juju. And I think maybe Staub just went in and used the ability to audible to his advantage where the other two didn't because he knows the system better. He knows the route adjustments off of the coverage that they're playing better than Salter and Juju do because he's been there for 3 years. That's all I'm saying. Maybe that's what happened. I don't think Pat's calling different plays. I think Pat's calling football plays.
Yeah, I also think that the run game started maybe working a little bit more when Staub started. I mean, I don't think –
Yeah, when you can throw the ball down the field, it should open up the running game, which is why I was so confused why we couldn't run it with Shador, although we didn't want to. So now we want to run the ball, so it's different.
Gotta want to.
And look, you asked about the backs. I think the backs are doing the same thing the quarterbacks are doing. They're trying to figure out which back is going to get all the carries in the Big 12. Like, which one of these guys do they want to fucking feed the rock to in the Big 12?
Sure.
I'm glad Taylor got 7 carries. He was awesome. I thought Price was awesome. I thought Welch played well. I don't have a problem with any of this. I thought it was really, you put 9, 7 together. What did 14, 25?
Carries,
so that,
21 carries-ish.
20.
Then he got 29 with Salter.
23 carries. So 23 carries for the running backs for 55, 48, and 14. So for over 100 yards. So 23 carries for over 100 yards with your backs, I'll take that.
It's a start. Let's keep moving up. Andre says Staub played well in a start in Utah. Matt brought that up. Yeah. Shout out to East Coast Kev for the donation. He says defense is still suspect. Oh yeah, I meant to ask you this. Colorado can't be total yardage.
They got beat up. Like in between the 20s, they were pretty bad, but they locked down the red zone and forced a bunch of turnovers. So yeah, the defense is. I'm concerned. I'm concerned about the defense, but it is the Big 12, bro, and I don't think there's going to be any I thought their defense would be exceptional, and they still very well be. They might figure it out because they have the personnel. I want to know where Sammy Sachs is. He hasn't been on the field. He's hurt. We got to get that kid back out. He's a huge part of what they do, but they need more pressure. I thought they were hitting,
yeah.
Delaware hit a couple of big plays because we can't tackle. So, again, I don't know how you fix the tackling problem in one day.
That's a good point.
They have one day to practice. So.
By the way, shout out to Crash Out or Cash Out for dropping all the donations on the show. Appreciate you, brother. He says Staub almost threw 2 interceptions before the touchdowns. Made play because he changed the plays. You need to give Salter go routes on the first read, which he didn't have before. It's Pat, not Salter. 81% completion percentage is not bad. I think Salter, like I mentioned, is he's got to snap. He's got to snap this week in practice. He's got to let loose. I think he's super something's holding him back a little bit. He also mentioned he played sick week 1. Not that gives a shit. Go have a flu game like Matt mentioned. But at the same time, I think the bubble screen bullshit went away when they put in Staub. That's what I'll say on offense.
I don't know, man. I want to see how they look against a real team. No offense to Delaware.
I also agree.
No offense to Delaware, but this experiment's over. And we'll talk about it a little bit more tomorrow, obviously, but more into Houston. And now go beat a Big 12 team and on the road and come back. And then you have an extended period of time between Houston and BYU, because Wyoming, we should be able to beat the shit out of Wyoming at home. Wyoming's not a very good football team. Now, they're not as bad as Delaware, but they're not a very good football team. So, go beat Houston, 1-0 in conference, whip Wyoming's ass. You're fucking 3-1 hosting BYU, and you win that game, and you're ranked, and you're moving forward. So, yeah, man, there's this Houston game is so important.
Final one before we get out of here, Matt. Do you think do you think Salter's confidence is shot? Only reason I asked is because after the game, he looked like he threw in the towel.
He looked pretty upset to me. Body language is huge. Yeah, but my thing with Salter is if I'm him, there's got to be an explanation on why he didn't know that this was the plan. Obviously, Coach Prime didn't tell him, but he knew Juju was going to play because Coach Prime said that on Wednesday.
Yeah,
so you can't be upset because other people get in.
Sure.
I don't know. He seemed like he was really upset to me. That sucks. I don't I'm sorry. There's a whole 5 people in my entire life that I give a shit if they're upset, and even that's pushing it. I'm sorry that you're upset because the other kid played well. You didn't play bad. You need to go compete for the job this week. If he walks out there with a pussy on his face at practice, that's probably not going to go over well. If he walks out there and acts like the starter, at least he has the ability to go compete for the job. And he might be the best guy for the game plan this week. He might be the best guy for what they want to do. Sure. He might, they might be in a situation where all 3 of these guys help us play and win games this year. So again, let's make sure that everybody's feelings are not the most important thing, but winning is, and being ready to do your job when the opportunity knocks, instead of just fucking acting like the knock on the door is the goal. Getting to college and standing on the sideline in your jersey is not the goal. Playing and contributing is. So if all 3 of these guys need to contribute in order for CU to win football games this year, then that's what has to happen.
Matt, well said. Well said, and we'll find out. Really, Colorado ramps up practice here today, tomorrow, and, take on Houston here on Friday. Great great show here on this fine Monday. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, 2 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Mountain, to talk all things Colorado football. This is the premier show for all things Colorado Buffaloes football, brought to you by FanDuel, Game Time, and the Believe Network. Matt will be back tomorrow. Pound that like button, subscribe, become a member, folks. Anything else, Matt?
No, man. Have a good day.
Have a great day, folks. Go Buffs. See you guys tomorrow. Peace.